So Jeff, just to get started here, you obviously successful. You've done a phenomenal job. Company's been going, family now 100 years, I believe.
Close, yes.
Close to 100 years. So that's a hell of an achievement. And what always amazes me is when people see successful people, they think they got it easy or they got lucky. And you don't get lucky for 100 years. When you think about that, what would you say to people about your thoughts of that statement? Successful people are lucky.
My dad has a quote, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And I think there's an awful lot of truth in that. You know, people get born into money. Now it becomes what you do with that money. Somebody who is a trust fund baby and just goes out and lives a fabulous life, you're going to look at them and think they're successful, but are they really? What have they done to create value, to help move the world forward? Not much at all. You know, people will say, I'm lucky. Jeff Reigle is lucky. I was born into the Regal family, and we have this great big cookware business. Well, you know what? Yeah, I would. By fate of birth, I was lucky. Beyond that, it's the opportunity. I was lucky to have the opportunity to work for Regal Ware. After that, it became, what did I do with that opportunity? You have to be successful in taking advantage of the opportunity because it's just not going to happen. If you don't make it work, you never get there.
Thank you. So talking about that, then what was your childhood like? You're born into the Regal family, but business, I'm sure there were ups and downs in the business as well, so you experienced all that. What was childhood like?
That's a good question. I was born in a very small rural community in the upper Midwest of the United States. It was a small community, it's a tight-knit community, so everybody knew everybody, which was kind of okay, except everybody knew everybody. There weren't very many secrets. So your dad usually found out what you were doing. As far as the ups and downs of the business, I will say that my parents did a great job of shielding us as children from the business. And by that, I mean, the problems didn't come home. And we got together with my grandparents probably every Sunday for dinner. Business was never discussed at the dinner table. It just wasn't done. Now, my father did share his passion for the business and his excitement for the business, and it was always a thrill for us to get to go into the office or go to the factory. That was really very, very exciting. And that's, I think, where I started to develop my interest in the business.
So if you look in your teenage times and growing up, there's obviously certain things that happened as you were growing up that maybe when they were happening, you didn't think they were going to help you in your career. But now looking back and reflecting back on your childhood, your teenage days, what are the things that happened there that helped make you the man and the success you are today?
I think it starts with family. Definitely starts with family. I have a wonderful mother. My grandfather and my father were two of the best mentors anybody could ever have. Not only teaching me about the business, but teaching me about life. My grandfather was a firm believer in family and did a great job of holding the family together. And to this day, we're still a pretty tight family. I got to share a story with you, though, that I think kind of shows where my thinking went on this. When I was in high school, I worked in a factory that printed and cut corrugated boxes. It was a good summer job. And one day we were making beer cases. I hated beer cases because they would come off of the die cut machine and you had to knock the tear off of it. And after a couple hours of this, the machine operator gets down, and there were three of us down there who were doing this. And the guy walks up to us and goes, he said, I've been watching you guys. He said, you guys are working your butts off. He said, I started out just like this and I worked my butt off too. You guys keep this up and someday you're going to have your own machine just like me. That's all the motivation I ever needed to go to college. I did not need my own machine. Within my family, education was extremely important. It started with both of my grandfathers and came through my father and my mother. It was always expected that I was going to college. And it was expected that I would do well. Education was really, really a big factor, big motivation in how I was growing up.
Fantastic. Thanks for that.